News, rumors and opinions Saturday, September 27, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. KTFA. Claire, Al-Sudani announces investment opportunities worth $450 billion in various sectors. September 27, 2025 Baghdad. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani announced today, Saturday, investment opportunities worth $450 billion in various sectors. His media office stated in a statement received by Al-Iqtisad News that al-Sudani sponsored the Iraq Investment Forum, which is being held over 2 days in the capital, Baghdad, and includes a presentation of more than 160 promising investment opportunities in various sectors. Al-Sudani said, "We announce investment opportunities amounting to $450 billion in various sectors, expressing his thanks to those in charge of this forum. Foremost among them the National Investment Commission, the Iraqi Economic Council, and all the supporting and participating parties." He emphasized the government's intention to amend the Joint Stock Companies Law and the Holding Companies Law, adding provisions to support small and medium-sized enterprises and private funds. In addition to increasing the pace of digitizing government procedures to reduce bureaucracy, completing banking reforms, and raising Iraq's credit rating to reduce interest rates and insurance on projects established in Iraq. He explained that the government's balanced policies in its foreign relations, and its prioritization of Iraq's interests, have created an ideal environment for investment. He continued, "We are moving towards increasing the procurement of services from the private sector. Based on what we have begun working on with the IDOPA school construction project, and our efforts to reform the banking system to become a sector that meets international standards." He pointed out that Iraq has recorded an increase in indicators of integration with the global economy, expansion of electronic payment systems, and financial sector governance. He explained that the establishment of the Iraq Development Fund was intended to enable the local, Arab, and foreign private sectors to invest in the abundance of opportunities in the Iraqi market. Adding that, efforts to consolidate security and stability have paved the way for the creation of an ideal and promising investment environment in a way that protects and reassures partners. He stated, a special conference will be held to showcase investment opportunities related to the Development Road project, which will be the largest in the region. He added, "We have worked to facilitate the registration of companies entering the Iraqi market and amend a package of laws for partnerships between the foreign private sector and its national counterpart." He stressed that the volume of investments exceeded $100 billion, which confirms the soundness of our decisions in diversifying the national investment environment, stating, "We launched the Riyadh initiative, in which more than 500,000 young men and women participated, and 92,000 were trained, producing 12,000 new projects from loans and 20,000 job opportunities." He added, "We have been keen to foster and expand employment opportunities outside the framework of government employment, integrating them into all sectors. We have also activated the Industrial Coordination Council with the participation of the private sector to implement strategic projects and invest in the most important sectors." He pointed out that investment partnerships have been achieved with international companies, particularly in fertilizer, sulfur, phosphate, iron, construction, and food industries. He added, "Iraq has witnessed investment and industrial success in the field of pharmaceutical industry, which is an unprecedented achievement in the history of Iraqi industry," adding, "Today we have 54 Iraqi factories that have actually begun exporting their products to regional and global markets." Al-Sudani said, "The government has launched the largest housing projects in the region. This sector attracts direct and indirect investments and provides hundreds of thousands of job opportunities." He said, "We are facing more than 1 million housing units in 7 cities that have been referred, and 3 other cities are being referred out of a total of 60 new residential cities throughout Iraq." He concluded by saying, "We plan to establish a permanent council of Arab and foreign investors, which will provide advice and information that serves the development of investment in Iraq, and will be linked to the Prime Minister." Claire. The resumption of Kurdistan's oil exports raises Iraq's exports to 3.65 million barrels. September 27, 2025. Iraq's Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Oil, Bassem Mohammed, confirmed on Saturday that the country's oil exports will rise to 3.65 million barrels per day, following the resumption of exports via the Kurdistan region's fields to the Turkish port of Ceyhan. Today is a historic day and a major achievement for the government, after the resumption of oil flow from fields located in the Kurdistan region through the Iraqi-Turkish pipeline, Mohammed told Shafaq news agency. He added, exported quantities will start at 190,000 barrels per day, adding financial returns that will contribute to revitalizing the Iraqi economy. He explained that, these quantities will be added to Iraq's exports, which are estimated at 3.4 million barrels per day, and thus Iraq's total exports will reach 3.65 million barrels per day. This came in conjunction with Kurdistan Regional Government Prime Minister Masroor Barzani's call to Federal Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to find a radical solution to the region's salaries and benefits issue, in light of the resumption of exports. During a panel discussion titled, Regional Energy Integration: Opportunities for Cooperation between Iraq and Jordan in Sustainable Transformation, attended by a Shafaq news correspondent, Oil Minister Hayyan Abdul Ghani stressed that resuming oil exports through the Iraq-Turkey pipeline will maximize the Iraqi state's essential resources. Crude oil exports from the Kurdistan region's fields via the Fishkaber field to the Turkish port of Ceyhan resumed this Saturday morning, at a rate of 190,000 barrels per day, after a halt of more than 2.5 years. This step followed several meetings between delegations from the Kurdistan region's Ministry of Natural Resources and the Federal Ministry of Oil. A tripartite agreement was ultimately reached between the two ministries and the international investing companies, stipulating that exports will be conducted through the Iraqi State Oil Marketing Organization, SOMO, which is responsible for delivering Kurdistan's oil to the port of Ceyhan. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: DinarRecaps.com